Here's the deal. And this is a big one, okay? Deutsche Bank set to sell in US dollars 50 billion book of assets to Goldman Sachs, that is. But here's the deal with this. It's just junk derivatives. It's just nothing they're selling to them. So let's read this article. This was on BNN Bloomberg, and I had to read this. So where are markets right now? S&P TSX at 17,000, Dow at 28,000. The S&P is up 7 points at 3,148. The Nasdaq's up 40 points at 8,600. Gold is down $5, sitting at $14.55. Crude oil at 57.76, down 65 cents a barrel. And WCS crude sitting 28 cents down at 39.10 a barrel. All right, here we go. Deutsche Bank set to sell in US 50 billion book of assets to Goldman Sachs. Wow. It's like selling, like if you have something that's valuable or something that holds some intrinsic value, why would you just sell it at apparently they're selling it just to sell it, not at a loss, but just to sell it to free up $50 billion in liquidity. Right, we're going through a liquidity crisis, guys. We've been following this. We've been talking about this whole liquidity, right? So, anyways, Deutsche Bank AG sold another chunk of unwanted assets to Goldman Sachs Group Inc. as part of a radical restructuring that seems that a German firm exit business where it's been unable to compete. So I guess they're leaving sectors or specific sectors that the banks are realizing, or specific areas where the banks know they can't compete in. So they're selling off assets to that. So what makes them think Goldman Sachs can compete with that? The nation's largest lender recently sold securities with a national value of about 40 billion pounds. That is 51 billion US dollars to the US bank. People briefed on the matter said the assets are tied to emerging market debt. And were previously housed in Deutsche Bank wind down unit. One person said they asked not to be identified discussing the private deal. Don't mention my name. Representatives for Deutsche Bank and Goldman Sachs declined to comment. Of course they're going to decline to comment because someone's going to ask them the right questions. Deutsche Bank shares rose as much as 1.9% on the news, pairing this year's decline about 3.6%. That compares with a slight increase for the wider industry. So let me give you a little insight on Deutsche Bank, and I brought this up a few times on the channel. It's kind of interesting. Their shareholders meeting 6 years ago was in this beautiful banquet hall for their shareholders. Prime, lavish red carpet. You could smell the paint drying on the walls. Beautiful chandeliers. Beautiful, like, calamari, top-of-the-line lobster and stuff, and cod. It was beautiful. And then last year's Deutsche Bank was in, it looks like in some, like, used warehouse, and they were serving wieners, sausages, on paper plates and paper cups. So it's gone. Whew. So shareholders, it looks like people are pulling out of Deutsche Bank from what it looks like with no confidence in the banking system, in their banking system, right? It's at least the second time that Goldman Sachs securities that Deutsche Bank has earmarked for disposable as a part of its latest turnaround plan. In September, the U.S. investment bank purchased the Asian portion of a portfolio equity derivatives that the German lender had put up for sale. People familiar with that matter said at the time, yeah. So I guess it's just a bunch of junk. Deutsche Bank balance sheet reduction is a cornerstone of Chief Executive Officer Christian Sewing's sweeping restructuring unveiled in July. He's drawing down the bank's capital buffer to pay for the cost cuts and has promised regulators to reduce risk at the bank in return. Sewing has vowed to cut the leverage exposure and a regulatory measure of risk in the wind down unit of 119 billion euros, 131 billion at the end of the year from 177 billion euros at the end of September. He previously reached an agreement to transfer the hedge fund business BNP. Ooh, we heard about those guys before, remember? Paribas SA and sold other portions of the equity derivatives portfolio to Barclays PLC and Morgan Stanley. People familiar with the matter have said, it's not clear how much the latest sale will contribute to Sewing's goal, since the assets and national value says little about its impact on the balance sheet. Well, it's just going to unload unwanted derivatives. You don't want to hold too much of that junk. You want to hold good, solid assets. Deutsche Bank has a bad history of holding a lot of junk. I don't know if it's 2 quadrillion or of derivatives. I'm not sure. It's just a crazy amount. I think it's 4 quadrillion. It's just crazy. Here's the is this the stock right here? Yeah, here's the stock right here, guys. Let's see if we could open this so you guys see. See here, full stock page. Let's take a look at it right now. I'll show you guys 5 years ago when things were really going good in the last 5 years. And you could kind of see where things are headed right now. Here it is. And let's look at it year to date. There was a little Spanish fleet. It got hit. This was in August, the summer of 2019, and huge bail-ins from the federal government here, and then back on life support here. So it's going to be very interesting. Let's look at the last 3 months. Yeah, there you go. There it is. There's your dip there in October, and there's your bump. So it's this stock is showing me that it's a pump and dump stock. So Deutsche Bank might just be a pump and dump because investors out there know the game and they understand that, oh, it's going down, let's buy now because they know that the German government is going to bail out their own bank. Put your money in when it's right, pull it out when you think things start to stabilize. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I am not an investor. Do not take any investment advice from me. I cannot read. Do not even listen to anything I'm saying. Do your own research. I kind of want to throw this out there. I think it's a pump and dump stock. It's just doing. It's up 5 cents today. 5 cents US today, just because of the fact that, what is that, €5? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And Deutsche Bank, yeah. Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching.